Initiating launch sequence.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Every time you think she's gone, ladies and gentlemen, she makes a comeback. Hillary Clinton, is she gearing up for a 2024 run? Also, the Democratic machine, the gaffe machine, is out of control. Welcome to another episode of HD Politics. All right, that's right, folks. You heard that correctly. There is rumor that 2024 could finally be the year for Hillary Clinton's comeback.
That's the rumor.
Just like Bill, the comeback kid, Hillary's planning a 2024 run. Now, this isn't written in stone, but I'd be shocked if she didn't run.
I feel shocked.
I mean, why wouldn't she?
I don't know. I think there's some younger ones out there that would try to run before she would. I mean, she's like, what, 75?
Who cares? That's young compared to what we got. She's just a whippersnapper.
They're looking for new blood out there. And I'm not just talking about Hillary. I'm talking about the Democrat Party.
I am Dracula.
They are, but listen. Here's what's going to happen. Hillary Clinton never knew when to quit. The woman did not stop.
I've never been a quitter. Why? Well, I've never known when to quit.
I mean, how many times has she lost? She's lost twice already. To Obama, who was a nobody until 2008 when he ran against her, and then to Donald Trump, the reality TV star. She lost to both of these guys. Why not? I think she's going to run. Former Bill Clinton advisor, who is now an advisor to Donald Trump, Dick Morris, he swears she's going to run. Another former Clinton advisor, I don't remember his name, he said he's guaranteeing, I mean, he's sure of it. He's convinced that Hillary's going to run. And I think what's going to happen is, I think Hillary's going to run as a moderate alternative to the far left.
I just felt like running.
A lot of these policies are not popular with your mainstream moderate Democrat. There are still some of them out there. It's actually, I think, probably quite a bit of them out there.
Well, she better get a good running mate.
Well, she definitely needs a good running mate, but she's probably not going to pick that Tim Kaine guy again.
I don't think so, Tim.
I mean, I don't know why she picked him the first time, but whatever. But I think that's what's going to happen. I think she's going to run again. I think 2024. I don't think she's just going to be handed to her.
No.
I think she's going to have some people to run against. I think she's going to have Harris, Buttigieg, Newsom.
I think Whitmer's going to jump in there.
Whitmer, maybe. I think she's going to have a lot of people that she's going to be running against. Possibly Joe Biden. Who knows? I mean, I think she's going to try and position herself as the moderate alternative. Because look, all of those people, except for possibly Whitmer, who has COVID issues to deal with, they are far left. Harris is far left. Buttigieg is far left. Newsom is so far left, he's off the spectrum. And Whitmer's got, 8 years of lockdown that she's been having to deal with. Plus, she almost got kidnapped or something, remember? I mean,
that might boost her, though.
Yeah, maybe. In that field, Hillary's the moderate. And let's say your horrible, scary nightmare scenario that you mentioned last week comes true, and Trump runs third party. You've got Trump, DeSantis, and Hillary. That's exactly how Clinton became president last time. It was Bush, Perot, and Clinton. I'm telling you, history repeats itself.
That this is a pattern that repeats itself throughout history.
And here we are.
She'll have to pick someone in the far left to be her vice, though.
Yeah, but she's got to be careful doing that. Because if she runs as the moderate and then chooses some whack job, I think she's got to walk a fine line.
Well, there's a guy I've been watching. He's in Pennsylvania. He hasn't won the Pennsylvania governor yet. But Josh Shapiro, that guy is going to be something for the Democrat Party. He's suave.
Is he related to Ben?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think he is. Is he Jewish?
Yes, he is.
See, there's their issue. I don't know if they'll be able to swing that as a minority enough.
Well, if you got, like I said, that third-party candidate running who's pretty strong, you don't need somebody.
No, that's true. That's true. I think it's all going to come down to what happens in November. It's all going to come down to what happens in midterms. If Republicans blow the Democrats out of the water,
Fire
then she's for sure running, and she's going to run as the moderate. She is going to run as Bill Clinton ran in 1992. Bill Clinton was a moderate. I mean, in today's standards, Bill Clinton was practically a conservative as far as being in the Democratic Party. But Bill Clinton was a moderate, and that's why Bill Clinton won. And that's why Al Gore lost, because he wasn't a moderate. Al Gore was like the beginning of the end.
Oh, and the elections were rigged in Florida.
Well, yeah, and the elections were rigged in Florida. Obviously. Duh. This is what's going to happen. I think Hillary's going to run, and but she's going to have some stuff to deal with. I mean, you got to remember, in 2016, she called everybody that was pro-Trump. They were a basket of deplorables. That's probably going to come back. And, well, she's not stopping with the Trump rhetoric. You got a clip here. Play that clip of her talking about Donald Trump and his supporters. This is just recently in the last couple weeks.
I remember as a young student, trying to figure out how did people get basically drawn in by Hitler. I saw the rally in Ohio the other night. Trump is there ranting and raving for more than an hour, and you have these rows of young men with their arms raised.
That's it. That's all you gotta do. Anybody who supports Trump or at any point apparently raises their arms you're a Nazi.
Raise your hand. You got it. Raise your hand. You know it. You feel confident, secure.
Don't raise your arms out there, folks.
Yeah, don't raise your arms, because Hillary Clinton might see you and assume you're a Nazi. She's got. Here's the thing with Hillary. Well, besides the fact that she's a horrible, awful person, she's got a lot of baggage. Okay, she's got a lot of baggage, and I'm not just talking about the ones under her eyes. Oh man, that was good. I'm talking about real baggage, and I'm not just talking about Bill. There's more baggage than just Bill. Bill's got his own baggage.
Hey, Bill's loved out there.
Yeah, for some reason, Bill's still loved. But she's got some stuff that she'd have to contend with. Her Secretary of State time under Obama is well past. Obama's still wildly popular for whatever reason. If Joe Biden steps aside and says, I'm not running, guys, because I'm 112 and I've actually been dead for 15 years. If he finally does that and the midterms fall to the Republicans handedly, like, I don't think if it's close, I think she might be on the fence. But if they handedly just the Republicans win, 2024, you've got Hillary Clinton running for president. Again, third time's a charm.
They're on the rise.
The Republicans are?
Yeah, it went up to 5+, so it was 2. Now it's back up to 5.
Well, that's because I don't think they were ever actually down. I think that was just the media trying to scare people into being like, well, we've lost, we might as well stay at home. I think that's what their game plan was, but it's not going to work. Republicans, well, first of all, were mad.
You got me mad now.
At what has happened in just the last 2 years. When you look at how your country was ran 2 years ago versus now, even with COVID, things were better than they are right now. Even with COVID, the economy was doing better. Inflation was lower. Gas prices were lower. But let's forget about COVID. Pre-COVID, if we pretend that didn't happen, which there's a lot of people that do, we were so much better off. Were we not?
Yeah, and Trump would be in his second term right now.
If COVID hadn't happened, Trump would be in his second term and my retirement account would still look beautiful. But instead, we have Grandpa Joe.
How can you do a thing like this?
I don't know about you guys, but I watch my retirement account pretty closely. I don't know why. I'm not anywhere near retirement, thank God. But it's just like spiraling. I mean, the economy has just tanked, and it's going to get worse. Federal Reserve's come out and said it's going to get worse. When the people that are in charge of running the economy, which, by the way, the Federal Reserve should not be in charge of running the economy, but that's probably a discussion for a whole other episode.
Yeah, we already did that, actually.
No.
Remember the interview we had with Brian Tibbs?
No, Brian Tibbs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was discussed. We could do a full episode on how bad the Federal Reserve is. And how, the Federal Reserve is basically a scapegoat for the government at this point. When things go bad, oh, well, it's the Federal Reserve's fault. When things go good, well, I'm the government and I'm here to help. You know, I mean, that's just how they work. But when the guy that's supposed to be running the economy is telling you it's going to be bad, it's going to be bad.
Now is the winter of our discontent.
And while he's doing this, you've got a Democratic Party that can't seem to string along a coherent sentence that's actually accurate. I don't know what order you've got these in, but as we mentioned in the intro, the Democratic gaffe machine is this week they must have turned on the spigot because every word that comes out of their mouth is so stupid and so wrong. I can't even describe it. We'll just go ahead and play a clip. Go ahead, Mark.
So the United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. And it is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
That was our vice president, Kamala Harris, in South Korea. She was like miles from the DMZ, the demilitarized zone that separates North Korea from South Korea. And she said that we have a very strong, enduring alliance with North Korea. You don't have to be a geopolitical genius to know that that is very wrong. We have never, ever in our history had an alliance with North Korea.
It was a Freudian slip. That's what it was.
Communists stick together, you know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
But she's not alone. Speaker of the House, third in line to the presidency. So we've talked about second in line. She thinks we have a strong alliance with North Korea. I would like to hear what the president of North Korea said about that. I wonder if anybody told him, sir, there's been a huge shift in American diplomacy. We're their favorite ally now.
If anybody talks to him, they get their heads cut off. Good news or bad news, they get chopped.
So then he probably doesn't know. It's not just her. It's the whole party. Here's Speaker of the House, sweet little Nancy Pelosi.
That's really fun. Some of it needed right away for Iran, but it's more will be needed.
First of all, she sounded like a corpse. What was that? Remember those commercials where the lady smoked a lot and she had to talk through her thing in her trach and I'm Terry. I think it was her name. What's going on with Nancy, dude?
Or a Waffle House waitress.
You want yours smothered and covered, honey?
Get some hot milk.
That's what she sounded like. I don't know what's going on there. She is really old, but so what? She thought it was Hurricane Iran. We're giving money to Hurricane Iran. Well, she finally got it right. But that's not all. She's on a roll this week.
We have a shortage of workers in our country, and you see even in Florida, some of the farmers and the growers saying, "Why are you shipping these immigrants up north? We need them to pick the crops down here."
First of all, she didn't know what they were called. She wasn't quite sure. Should I call them people?
She sounded drunk the whole time.
She might have been drunk.
She can't be. She's sober. She is straight edge.
I don't believe it. You're telling me she never drinks, but her husband's getting DUIs? I don't believe it.
Aren't you drinking? I never drink. Why?
They're drinking buddies. So anyway, yeah, that was a good slip. So just a brief recent history lesson. There was a time when Republicans would say things like that during the Bush era. That was the thing that they would say. We need these migrants here because who's going to pick our fruit? Because, if you hire a white guy to pick strawberries, your strawberries are going to be super expensive. That was always the fight to get, because, Bush was he was basically an open borders guy. Not like what we have now, open borders, but definitely more open borders than, say, me or Trump. And the Republicans were called racist and all kinds of horrible names for suggesting that migrant workers come across the border to pick fruit. Which, you can think that's racist if you want, but look around, that's probably what happens a lot. That's what they come over to do. That's why there's so many seasonal migrant workers. There's whole government programs to get seasonal workers over here. But Democrats aren't allowed to say stuff like that. What I'm telling you guys, the gaffe machine is on full throttle.
This time, I'm going full force.
It's because they're losing, for starters. Sometimes when you start to panic and you get flustered and things may not be going your way.
But I don't like it when things aren't going my way.
You just kind of start spouting stuff out of your mouth, like diarrhea. And Nancy Pelosi has some diarrhea coming out of her mouth.
You know, they've been talking about once she loses her speakership, they want some new young people in there, leadership roles, take out Stoyer, take out Clyburn. They might keep Hakeem Jeffries, but everybody else.
The top, 3 people in the Democratic Party, they're all over 80, aren't they?
Well, at least over 70.
I'm pretty sure they're all over 80, or at least really close. They're old.
Simmons is old!
I mean, together, they're older than the United States. Maybe. I don't know. I might be making that up.
And as long as Biden's been, in the office.
From the time I got to the Senate 720 years ago.
Yeah, and if you add Biden in there, they're, oh gosh. I mean, you're talking like Methuselah. But she's done. If she loses, if they lose the House, she's done.
She said she wanted to be an ambassador anyway.
Well, I think that's her way of saying, I'm going to step down if we lose because I don't want to have to deal with, being thrown out of speaker.
Do you think AOC will try at her seat? Minority leader, I guess.
Absolutely. If she doesn't try it, she will prop up one of her squad people to do it. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Could you imagine Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and AOC, 3 in line to the presidency?
I still think Hakeem Jeffries, I think he takes her spot.
I think he's a more likely option.
I mean, Clyburn's going to fight for her because it's his heir. That's his spot. But
he's 112.
The Democrats are saying, get him out. Get the new young bloods in.
Yeah. Maybe there'll be a nice little civil war among the Democratic Party. That'd be nice.
They lose. Yeah, it's always going to be something.
An open one. I'd like to see an open civil war. Like normally they try and hide it and they're like, oh, Democrats are always united and Republicans are always fighting. Blah, 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 blah.
Even if there's a significant red wave or, I don't know, some sort of red victory, the Democrats are going to look for people who did win, like Whitmer, Shapiro, and they're going to look for those people and prop them up for the next in line.
Yeah, if the Republicans start putting out people like Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, younger Republicans.
Yeah, but the problem is everybody only focuses on one. It's either DeSantis, Trump. They don't take more than one. They go, this one's our leader. Boom. Cut out everybody else. Besides DeSantis, who they have? I mean, it just pedals off. Even in the polls. You got Trump who leads for like 55%. And then you got DeSantis, he's like in the 30%. And it falls. It goes to Mike Pence, who's like 10%.
People need to let that go. Again, everything depends on the midterms for the Democrat side. And everything depends on whether or not Trump runs on the Republican side.
They're going to indict him in winter 2023, next year.
Way to wait until... If they're going to do it, I hope they do it in early 2023.
Yeah, that's their hope. Cut him off at the knees.
Well, that would be a strategic move. No other reason. I mean, right before 2024, he's already going to be campaigning. I mean, the presidential campaign is going to start the day after Election Day of this year. As crappy as that is, that's
Watch your profanity.
The world we live in now. It's constantly an election cycle. Constantly. I don't know. I mean, that makes sense that they would do that. Can they do that if he's actively running?
Actually, someone has ran from prison before. Eugene Debs, all the way back, Wilson's era. He ran when Taft and all them ran. So... it's possible.
Oh. Huh. Well, wouldn't that be something if he wins and he's a... But isn't there a rule about being a convicted felon?
Oh, I don't know if they changed it, but Debs was in prison when he got his votes. He got like 1 million votes.
And good for him.
And Debs was from Indiana, though he was a socialist, and Bernie looks up to him.
It makes sense. Most politicians belong in prison, so why wouldn't a prisoner be able to become a politician? It seems like a pretty clear career path, honestly. Prison, politics, prison. I mean, it just makes sense.
Is there a little similarity there? I think there is.
But yeah, everything's going to come down to what happens next month in midterms. We're just reminding you guys, it's next month. I don't want any of you guys to get on here the day after Election Day and be like, oh, I forgot to vote.
Well, look who we have to vote for, though. I mean, Young.
Don't argue with me. You got to vote.
I wasn't arguing. I was just saying, Young.
Listen, if you don't like the people that are in there, that's your own fault because we told you I'm not talking to you, Mark. I'm talking to the listeners. We told you how important primaries were. Okay?
Nobody was running against Young.
You should have. What were you doing?
Sleeping? I'm a koala bear.
I mean, how old are you?
Isn't that Biden's favorite question?
You can run for Senate. You're old enough.
If Braun, drops his seat, there's an opening.
Well, there you go.
But there's already somebody might be going for it.
Already somebody running for Braun's seat that isn't even open yet?
Well, he's running for a governor that's not even open yet.
Yeah, that's true. Who is it?
Victoria Sparts, the Ukrainian firecracker.
Ah, yeah. Do we like her? I don't know if I like her.
She has had some moderate positions. If nobody else runs, what are you going to do?
That's true. We have no other choice. And I mean, she's from Ukraine, correct?
Oh, and you know what? It's her birthday coming up, October 6th. Happy birthday, Sparts.
Happy birthday. Yeah, so I mean, she's Ukrainian. She's a woman. She's pretty much a shoo-in. I mean, we can't beat that.
Who ran last time? Joe Donnelly on the Democrat side? Indiana ain't going to, go for that anymore, so they're going to go far left?
Yeah. They'll play the middle. They won't go far left. Indiana's solidly red. But by solidly red, I mean they're just red. They're not ultra-conservative.
Only Indianapolis and like the upper Chicago metro area. That's about it.
Gary.
South Bend, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean Mayor Pete. All right, anyway, back to the Democratic Party's gaffe machine. Here is our president, Grandpa Joe.
And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here.
Rest her soul.
She's not going to make it, Joe. She's not going to be there.
Yeah, that's a sad display.
That's ridiculous. And right after he got done speaking, they were getting ready to do a tribute video for her. They were going to make a focus towards this hunger initiative thing, and she died. It was a main focus of the event. And you notice he didn't do that with anybody else. He wasn't like, is Senator Booker here? Is Senator Braun here? No, he only calls out and looks for the dead person. What is wrong with him?
How did he not know? This was 2 months ago. How does he not know this stuff?
Somebody mentioned her name and told him.
The elevator didn't hit the top floor.
And it didn't make it. It stops. It stopped at his mouth because stuff doesn't reach his brain. It just stops. And he just was like, no, she's important. I'm supposed to look for her. Where's she at? Jackie, you here? No, she's not here, sir. She's gone. The world is seeing this. And we wonder why countries like China and Russia and Iran, all of these countries don't fear us or respect us. Because you got Bozo the Clown running the ship.
Well, he ain't running the ship, but he's the guy that they look to.
Good grief. Yeah, he's the one that everybody's seeing. They would do better if they would make him just sit down and whoever really is running things would step forward and be like, I have been in charge this whole time because, Crypt Keeper over here. It's a collective group.
Yeah, I know it's a collective group, but I just want to know who's the head of that group, Is it Hillary?
No, she's too busy with her Hulu documentary on being a gutsy woman. She ain't gutsy. I mean, her pantsuit shows a little gut, but that's about it. Am I allowed to say stuff like that? It doesn't matter.
I guess. I mean, this is still America for now.
For now. All right. Well, I think we're ready to wrap things up. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your grandpa, tell everybody. Hi, Grandpa. You subscribe to our channel so that you know when new episodes come out. Like this one, for instance. It's a day early, guys.
Hey, we're going to post this on Rumble.
Rumble, yes. How do they find us on Rumble?
Rumble.com/HDPolitics.
Check it out. You'll be able to see something. I don't know. We're new to this. But check us out at rumble.com/HDPolitics. That's all I'm saying. See you next time.
In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.